Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Sonic fans and Mario fans alike. We are Drek and Shadow, and we're here to do yet another special video about Sonic Boom.
Because we had so much reception for our last one.
Well, of course. We are actively following the news for Sonic Boom, the up-and-coming...
as actively as we can follow it.
For the up-and-coming game and television show, and today we're going to talk mostly about the game, and maybe we'll throw in a little more about the television show, but let's get to this. First of all, here goes another YouTube shout-out to where we find our information, and this time it is thanks to TailsChannel, we're your #1 source for all Tails all the time.
Okay.
No, he's really
And
awesome.
now the great Clement is not going to subscribe to our channel anymore. Dang it, Alex!
The Great Clement does LPs. I think we'll be okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, anyway. So, we got some new things. First of all, I want to say I found a little more research about who Big Red Button Entertainment is. And, well, like we brought this up last time, it was founded by former Naughty Dog employees. And I found out that the company's CEO, fittingly enough, well, he was an art director on the Uncharted series and the Jak and Daxter series.
All right.
How fitting, because we've played Jak and Daxter on our channel.
And now the main writer, who has just recently left Naughty Dog over what seemed to be stupid reasons, will now join Big Red Button. No, I'm kidding.
Well, we don't know that yet. But she might. A lot of other Naughty Dog
Actually, I wouldn't mind that. But yes, so that is awesome. It basically tells me, since Naughty Dog has earned the reputation over the last two generations of being kind of the rare these days, I have no problem with that. That means they know what they're doing. And I have no problem putting Sonic in their hands.
And as far as I know, that this game will be US exclusive and will not come out in Japan. So I think it's safe to say this is sort of a...
Well, Boom I don't think is going to even air there, right? I don't
Correct.
think they're interested in it at all.
Yeah, neither this game nor the television series will be in Japan, and which I think should secure the idea that this is a spin-off canon, not a reboot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of kind of conspiracy nuts out there going, this is a reboot, just admit it.
If anything, this looks like just kind of an Elseworld story.
Yes, so, and, fine on it. It's nice to see.
To which I would say to the people who are like, this is a reboot of Sonic canon. Sonic had a canon? Really? Shall we dissect that for a second?
Sonic has like 6 different canons. Okay?
If Sonic has a canon, then Mario has a canon.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you see how silly that sounds?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so big first thing of news is this game, no Chaos Emeralds.
That was a big shocker to me. Both the series and the game will not have Chaos Emeralds. They've been a big feature in everything Sonic, except I think SatAM didn't have Chaos Emeralds.
Nor did the Weekday Afternoon series.
No, that one did. They actually did look for them.
I don't remember them ever doing that.
Yeah, they looked for like 3 Chaos Emeralds, and they all had specific powers and things like that. It reminded me very much of like the Infinity Gems. Mm-hmm. Where one of them was like mastery over time, one of them was mastery over immortality, and things like that. So,
are you sure this sounds more like a SatAM plot?
No, this was actually in the Weekday one.
Okay.
Because, see, here's the thing. I didn't like SatAM. My little brother loved the other one. And so, in the early mornings, we had to watch it. And so I'm like, wait, they're going to ancient Egypt, and they're going to get the Chaos Emerald of Immortality? What?
Okay.
Yeah, so they did implement it to some extent, and now that I think about it, maybe the later series never did either. I don't know. Maybe Sonic X did. I don't think Underground ever did.
I'm sure Sonic X did, because Sonic X did their own little story versions of the Adventure series. So
yes.
I'm sure the Chaos Emeralds came into play there.
And please ignore the fact that we just heard an email noise.
Anyway, so...
Let's play curse.
I'm not too surprised by the lack of Chaos Emeralds. It has happened before. I mean, Sonic CD didn't have Chaos Emeralds. It had Time Stones. So this, we'll have to wait and see. And Sonic Colors didn't have Chaos Emeralds at all. I don't think Lost World has them. But But yeah, so I think they'll just find another MacGuffin, either a MacGuffin to collect, or it'll just be like colors and
Or you don't even need the MacGuffin. You just need a good story.
yeah, or it'll just be like that, or it'll be like colors in Lost World where there's nothing to collect except maybe red rings to give you a bonus.
Although I
things.
do love the one. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like somebody actually compared the Chaos Emeralds to the rainbow crystals from Sailor Moon. And so when you collect them all, then what was it? Sonic becomes the true princess or whatever. I actually like that little comparison.
Well, they pretty much are Dragon Balls anyway. But
Oh wow, yeah, they are. They totally are.
come on. Like if there's not enough Dragon Ball,
Dragon Shadow, you are always comparing Sonic to Dragon Ball Z because it adopts from it so much.
Sonic Team loves Dragon Ball. Where do you think Super Sonic
If
came
they
from?
could get Akira Toriyama to design Sonic, they would.
I'm honestly surprised they never have.
That we know of.
I mean, even in like there are like
Maybe there's a manga we don't know about. But
there are Sonic manga, I'm sure. But
no, but I'm saying there's that one that Akira did that we don't know about. You know?
he burned all the copies before they could be published.
It's like E.T. There's this giant mass grave. It didn't do well at all.
Okay. So back. So maybe they'll find a new MacGuffin, and Shadow's coming back to this game. So yay, because I'm Shadow after all. So,
You are the Shadow Blazer.
Be interested to see what they do with Shadow's character in this series.
The part that interests me, and sorry to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
I do want to bring this up. I've been seeing a lot of negativity towards Shadow.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. I have not played a lot of the recent iterations. I do not know a lot of his character in 06 or any of that stuff, but I've been surprised at the negativity that has come. That everybody's basically saying that Shadow has no character, that you know, Sonic Team didn't know what to do with him. What makes people think that Naughty Dog's going to know what to do, or the Big Red Button's going to know what to do with him? And I'm a little shocked by that, because to my knowledge, he did kind of have an existing character. Shadow the Hedgehog muddled it, as far as I'm concerned, but Sonic Adventure 2 did. I know that some of the Adventure 2 continuity with him is now not because of Shadow the Hedgehog, but I still think he's got character, doesn't he?
I can understand the criticism and I can understand the complaint, having played everything Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, and 06. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shadow's character, unfortunately, because they didn't know what to do with him, because he was supposed to die at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, and that was supposed to be it. But yeah, they haven't really known what to do with Shadow, so they kind of had to essentially reinvent his character. And I do understand the criticisms. Shadow kind of goes from being a respectable, almost semi-rival, pseudo-rival to Sonic, which, you know, at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, you can very briefly hear Shadow says, "Oh, Sonic, I have admiration for you. I understand. You are the true ultimate life form now."
Okay.
I don't know if we got that in our particular LP, because it's sound mixing and all that, but
yeah.
And then after that, Shadow just kind of became the Vegeta of the franchise. More Dragon Ball references.
It's appropriate.
And, you know, he kind of went to be more of the, who am I? With a brute. He was kind of more of a brute. He kind of went that direction. And so I can understand the criticism of Shadow's character, which is why I'm really interested to see where Naughty Dog can, or not Naughty Dog, sorry.
Big Red. Want to say Naughty Dog.
Yeah, because they are former Naughty Dog employees. But Big Red Button can take Shadow's character in this whole new idea, this whole new storyline.
It'll be interesting to see what they do, especially with the series, because it would be really, really easy to write off Sonic or Shadow as a Vegeta-esque character or an anti-Sonic. I actually wouldn't mind seeing something different from them. You know, this is supposed to be an Elseworld story. Go nuts with Shadow. Mm-hmm. Do what you think is best. You know, just because his name is Shadow doesn't necessarily mean he needs to be an evil character.
Yeah.
He can be the anti-hero. I'll be a little disappointed if that's the way you go with it.
That is kind of what he's been the last while, the anti-hero, and he's in fact, and we'll probably see this if we ever play Sonic 06, but he has he's kind of been upstaging Sonic. He's kind of become the
of course, because these days we all love the dark brooding or kids these days and their rap music, like dark brooding characters, dark brooding anti-heroes. And so like legitimate heroes get brushed under the rug.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Shadow. I'll be I'll be especially interested because I really don't want an anti-Sonic. I actually kind of want another story. I've always found it interesting with Shadow that he doesn't have the same speed. He has to go for more of a technological approach to being as fast as Sonic.
That's right.
It might actually be an interesting character trait to say, I'm not as fast as Sonic. Does that mean I'm inferior? No, I'm not. I can do this. I can make these, rocket sneakers and become faster, so I'm obviously capable of much more.
Definitely.
Kind of thing. So also, let's get into the game design stuff, because we did get a lot of game design news for Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to go into it.
So, according to the news that we've been given, the Wii U gamepad will be used to display a map and upgrades and other functions which are yet to be announced.
Okay.
Good.
So, and I believe this is going to be Wii U exclusive still, right? They haven't announced other platforms.
Wii U and 3DS.
3DS, okay. So it's Nintendo exclusive.
Yes.
That's an interesting concept, because that tells me that they have had full access to the Wii U and 3DS and know what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping they know what they're doing with it.
Okay, the game follows an adventure style with currency and upgrades for the characters. This I'm not too fond of.
This sounds a lot like free-to-play features.
I don't know. It sounds like they're trying to... This is the big problem.
Or you have to collect rings to purchase upgrades.
Okay.
I don't know if I like that.
This could work if it's not overdone.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of an idea that happened in 06. It wasn't a terrible idea in 06, by the way. It just was never properly implemented. And this is a problem I've had with some Sonic games, is they keep trying to become RPGs. And it's like, you're not an RPG, Sonic. You are a platformer. Be a platformer.
If it was an RPG, hand it over to Atlas. They know what they're doing.
Oh.
Don't, Sonic Team, just do a Sonic game. You don't need to add a bunch of new features and systems to it. Just make it as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's a platformer, let it be that. If you're going to do an RPG, hand the thing over to BioWare and be done with it.
We already had that. It was a disaster.
But I'm still sticking with it. Hand it to an RPG company, one that knows what they're doing, and be done with it. Kind of thing.
Okay.
And it looks like another one is, the game is more organically challenging, and that difficulty arises from skill in combat and finding hidden secrets, as opposed to enemies just becoming tougher.
Okay, it sounds like your typical Sonic game. Enemies and stages become a little harder as we
level
go.
Design to me.
Yeah. Okay.
All levels in the game are connected by story and its locations. Okay, well, that's kind of a given, guys.
I've heard, a little Sonic 2-esque, which is actually at the bottom. But inspiration is being taken from Sonic 2, Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Generations.
Good places to go.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you will mainly use 2 characters at a time during gameplay, but all 4 will show up in hubs and boss fights. Will you integrate all 4? That'll be an interesting concept.
Yeah, I've heard
will Amy have her role in the boss fight, and Knuckles will have his?
I don't... that makes me wonder if this will be more like... If this will be Heroes-style playthrough, like where you're essentially playing all 4 at once. If it'll be more like 06, where you're kind of trading off mid-level.
If it is, I really do kind of hope there are also individual levels. Just to kind of showcase what each character can do.
That's what I'm almost thinking too, because they say Sonic Adventure is one of their inspirations, so I'm thinking individual levels, which I'd like for a change. Kind of that, you go to that character select screen and you can play through one individual story at a time, and then you see how all these stories connect, and then you can play all 4 in a grand final level like Sonic Adventure 2 at the Canon's core. Mm-hmm. That'd be a good idea. I hope that's what we're going to get.
Now, these 2 features have caught my eye. There will be points in the game where you are required to use certain characters to proceed, so that tells me that maybe not just Shadow is looking to make an appearance here. There may be others. And the game will be very character-driven, with a lot of focus put into each individual character and their unique abilities.
Okay.
Do you want to know why I have no problem with this? It's former Naughty Dog people. They know how to do character development. Okay. The perfect example here is the best Naughty Dog game that I can give to Alex here is the Uncharted series. You remember seeing the character development in that. That is a good idea to me. We've seen Jak and Daxter. We may have problems with some of its gameplay, but we know the characters were pretty solid.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. And then also we will definitely be seeing other characters from the Sonic series making an appearance. These will be revealed over the coming months.
Well,
I would like to point out, however, they said that, but we still haven't gotten concept art for Shadow yet, and I really want concept art for Shadow.
Yeah, I'd like to see some concept art.
Because really, Alex, we both have one question on our mind. How much athletic tape is on his character? I actually liked how Andre the Black Nerd came out and said it was like revenge of the athletic tape. I mean, it really kind of is, especially in the fact that Sonic wraps it over his shoes and all that. So I'm kidding here. I still want to see character designs. I want to see concept art.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll start in more as the months come out. So
yes, and here's the thing. I have knocked a lot of female characters in the Sonic universe. Alex can attest to this. Some of it may be founded, some of it may not. This would be a really great time to take some of those characters and maybe redo them in a way that isn't so creepy. For example, I think I admitted this in the Sonic Boom impressions. I was impressed with Amy's design. Mm-hmm. She looked like she was very independent. She looked like she was very go-get 'em.
And I'm actually looking forward to playing with Amy again. Her gameplay is actually pretty fun and adventure. You know, you're running through the stage with a hammer. I just hope that they'll take kind of what Adventure did, improve it, make a little better controls, a little better speed, and we'll still kind of see that great Amy gameplay footage. Or, you know, what they did in Sonic Advance, where you can also play Amy.
Yeah.
Also very fast, also platformy, also refined. That's what...
And here's the thing, if you're going to incorporate multiple characters into a level... Oh, look, there's a button that only a hammer can hit. Amy, you have to have. If you didn't pick her, you can't go.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But the point that I was going towards is this would be a really great time to, say, go into Rouge and redo her. This would be another great time to maybe go into... Who's the character Laura Bailey played? Blaze?
Blaze the cat.
Blaze the cat?
Blaze is... okay, I was going to say Blaze is kind of problematic, but this is supposed to be its own little canon, so yeah, we could probably see Blaze.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you want to do the whole time jumping thing with Blaze, that could be a mechanic. That could be something interesting to do, just as much as, you know, since you can't do Chaos Control with Shadow, you have to find another way to bring him into the equation. This actually makes me a little intrigued in the fact, and I hope one thing that comes out of this is, unlike where you like the Sonic Heroes design, I want them to step outside of it. Okay? Mm-hmm. Don't make it so I'm in set teams. Make it so I can pick my two people.
That would be a pretty cool idea.
Because that actually brings up another interesting concept for level design. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have 3 paths. One allows for Amy, one allows for Shadow, and one allows for Sonic. Okay, you have this character, this is where you can go.
I think that's a pretty good idea, yeah.
Yeah, and that actually makes you want to go and experience the full level.
Yeah, and that definitely adds to replayability.
So don't, like, in the concept of if you want to do team stuff like Sonic Heroes, okay, good on you. Don't set the teams.
Yeah.
Let us make the teams.
Yeah, I think team customization would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're drawing inspiration from Sonic 2, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Generations, that's a good idea. Those are, I think, amongst the Sonic community, considered some of the best. Mm-hmm. Adventure's iffy because depending on which Sonic fan you talk to, the Adventure series is either good or horrible. But Sonic Generations, I didn't hear a whole lot of the Sonic community complaining about it. And Sonic 2, a majority of the Sonic community who go into the leg argument and all that want Sonic 2 back. Let's just be honest.
Give me Sonic 2 or give me Liberty.
Give me Liberty or give me Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So, all in all, let's kind of give our impressions here, Alex. From what we're hearing thus far, are we excited for this game?
Yeah, every time I hear more news like this, my enthusiasm just goes up some more.
Is it enough to make you buy a Wii U?
It might be. I probably want to see it in action first.
A demo would be great.
A demo would absolutely be great. One that I can play. I'll probably have to go to a GameStop or something just to play a little bit. But
that was actually going to be one of my questions. Is there a demo? It doesn't sound to me like there is.
I don't think there's one yet. At least not out.
Do we have a release date yet?
Not yet. Just sometime this year, I believe.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to this game now. It sounds like it has a lot of great ideas. I'm a little concerned about the hub world. I just do not like hub worlds in Sonic games.
Yes. Just because Sonic Adventure did it doesn't mean it was the greatest of ideas. You'll notice that
Adventure was tolerable because it wasn't so friggin' big, but
but you'll notice that in Adventure 2 they didn't go back to it.
Yeah. Kind of but the hubs were endlessly frustrated in Sonic 06. It was frustrating in Sonic Unleashed. If the hub is relatively confined or it's just easy to get from one spot to the next.
If anything, a good example of a hub world in the Sonic universe would probably be Lost World, in the fact that it's just kind of like Mario World 1, Mario World 2.
Which they also did in Colors.
Yeah. So
or Generations too, It's don't make this big confusing place where I suddenly have to go talk to random people. I don't want to talk to random people.
And go buy sneakers and all
and
that.
go buy sneakers or buy a certain tech upgrade. Well, I guess that's probably what we're going to have to do.
I will say this about the currency right here. If there is an essential thing that is in currency, you have failed. Because this is not one of those games where that works. Mm-hmm. If it's all aesthetic choices, I have no problem with this. If you make it so that I have to buy a Speed Shoes upgrade in the actual inventory, you will have failed as far as I'm concerned. Because, look, I love the fact with Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, you acquired them as you went.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be in these levels. Don't make me buy them. Not unless, if you're going to make me buy them, I better have like a massive influx of rings to buy them with.
Yeah, it should be freaking easy to get rings.
Yeah. I should not have to go through like endless amounts of mini games to afford it, kind of thing. Because for people like me who don't really like a whole lot of mini games, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, overall, you're excited for this. I am optimistic. Mm-hmm. I think we're in the right track. And I am not disappointed thus far, except for the fact that Sonic's eyes aren't green. Okay,
his eyes are green. His arms are blue.
I'm sorry. I'll stop making fun of you guys on that. I am optimistic on this because it sounds to me like they have some really sound concepts for the game. The series, we don't know enough yet, so it's really hard to judge that on its merits. Mm-hmm. I'm still to the point where I will watch the first couple of episodes and see what I think.
Yeah.
But really the thing I'm interested in is the game, because I want to start seeing kind of a return for Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And, the fact that we can make good games even though they don't have this or they have this mechanic or whatever. So, overall, we'll have to see. I think this is going to be one of those games we'll be waiting on.
Definitely.
Will we be covering it later? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
We'll see.
It just depends on where our list is at that point. I mean, if we're starting to get the feeling like fans are totally burned out with our Sonic games, we'll have to consider something. But right now, I think it's on the agenda. That we will at least pick it up. We'll play it through first, but yeah, I think we're gonna pick it up. So yes, this is our second take on Sonic Boom news.
Yes, if anything more interesting comes out, well, you'll probably make a third.
Yeah. The reason we don't make it as often as, say, TailsChannel does is because we wait for, like, big chunks.
Yes. So if you're just really wanting to follow every little thing Sonic Boom, do go to TailsChannel or any other resources like the Sonic Stadium, Sonic Sega blog. There's plenty of great resources out there to check on all things news. In the meantime, we'll just leave it at that.